Hello, everyone, again. Welcome to Learning Resources Google Slides Basics. And today, I'm your presenter. My name is Johnny Molina. I've been an MDC employee since 2013. I graduated from Miami-Dade College. I hold certifications and augmented and virtual reality. And I'm also part of various learning resources work groups, such as the video group. There, I create tutorials, much less kind of similar to workshops, teaching students how to use the resources for our department. And I'm also part of various technology work groups within my department, such as the technology, where we deal with new technology that we're looking to implement in our department, such as the virtual reality and augmented reality, Microsoft HoloLens. I'm part of the International Games Work Group. We organize events during the month of November where students get to test out new technology here at the campus. I'm also known as the technologies here at Wolfson campus for our department. I can help students create their presentations, whether it be with PowerPoint or Google Slides, Canva, among other applications. I help students with 360 imagery, editing, video editing, editing 360 footage, and many more, anything really related to technology. I can assist you with those projects. Okay, so as we mentioned before, today we're going to be presenting Google Slides. We're going to be talking about the basics. How do you access Google Slides? How you can open it, save it. You know, this is a cloud-based application, so you can access it anywhere. You can share it with your classmates. We're going to talk about the user interface, how you can name your presentations, and how to navigate the application in general, how to create slides, how to duplicate slides. I want to talk about the workflow that I use and what I find easier for my presentations if I'm going to use Google Slides to present a project. How to create slides, the slides basics, how to add text, insert images, how to use the online search function that they have to add images and improve your presentation. You can also add videos in your presentations. We're also going to talk about formatting your slides, how you can add transitions, and again, how you can animate pictures, or maybe how you want to edit a picture, crop it, make it larger, etc. And then at the end, we're going to talk about how you can share your presentation. You can just share it by link, or you can share it with if you're working on a group project, you can also work on that presentation together. And that makes it easier. That's actually one of the big advantages of using Google Slides. It's because of its accessibility in comparison to PowerPoint, Canva. There's a learning curve to those applications. Google Slides is very straightforward and everybody has access. Almost everybody has a Google email, right? So if you have a Google email, you have easy access to Google Slides. Okay, I think I'm gonna exit here. Okay, so as you can see, this is my presentation and I'm using Google Slides. I'm gonna create a new one. So as you can see, this is the navigation bar. Right away, I'm gonna show you, actually, I'm gonna show you first how to open Google Slides. I was skipping the biggest step of them all, right? Google.com. First of all, you need to go to google.com to access Google Slides. You're gonna look over in the top right-hand corner. You're gonna see a bunch of dots. This is the uniform application icon for a lot of the apps even on iOS or Google. So if you click this little option here, it's going to give you the option to all the Google-based applications from YouTube, Google Maps. If you scroll down a little bit, you're going to see the Google Slides option. If for whatever reason you don't see this option, it means you're not logged in into your Google account. In which case, you see here on the right side, it has a J. This means that I'm logged into my account. If I was not logged into my account, this would give me an option to sign in. So you will click that option and then sign in. As you can see, I'm already signed in. Okay, so let's go back to the Google Apps. If you click this icon, it's going to pop up the option to record. I didn't ask, by the way. Everybody can see my screen, right? I just got an option saying that somebody just gained access.
Yeah, someone just joined us, Johnny. Yes,
Oh,
your screen.
okay. I got a little scared. That's that was the first thing I should ask. Well, thank you.
Welcome, Lisbeth.
Welcome to the presentation. Okay. Let's continue. So if we scroll down, we're going to get the option for Google Slides. We click that option. It will display, if you have created any presentations in the past using Google Slides with that account, it will showcase that presentation here. And upstairs, it will show you some options if you want to start out with a template. As you can see, a template gallery. If you click down, it's going to give you more options for more templates. For now, we're going to go back and just create a blank one. So we'll create a blank presentation, and right away it gives you a default look. To change the name of your presentation here, you can click on the top left-hand corner, and you can rename your presentation. Presenter, you see right away the system began to record your presentation. This is something that's good to know. Remember, this is a cloud-based application. So with any changes that you make to your slide, the system will automatically save your presentation right away. And it says that it's saved to your drive. And how do you access your drive? The same way as before. We're going to go to google.com, right? And you go to the Google Apps, and there will be a drive option here. So if you click on your drive, it will give you access to all your files. And you see there's a Google Drive, Google Slide folder option here. You can go directly to that. And it will open your slide. So that there's different ways to open your Google Slide presentation. So let's go back to this, the basic one. So let's talk about the user interface. We have the main navigation bar upstairs. We got the file, edit, insert, format. If you've used Microsoft Word, you know that these options are very common across most of the applications. And it's good because it's a uniform, everybody can recognize them easily. Even within Adobe Photoshop, you can see some of these options. So under the file option, you can choose to share if you want to share your application right away. I mean, your presentation. But we'll show you a little later how you can do that more efficiently. And if you want to create a new slide, you can also just go to File, New Presentation. You can also choose to open an old slide, or you can import slides from PowerPoint. You can also make a copy of your presentation in case you reach a point that you're going to make some very drastic changes, but you want to keep a template. Maybe you want to keep a template of what you have already created, and you want to create kind of like a new presentation, and you want to change the theme color, etc. You can also choose to email the file, in which it would attach it, or you can also download it. Let's say you're going to make you started out creating the presentation on Google Slide and you want to move it over to PowerPoint. You can also download the presentation. Let me show you right away. So you can download the presentation and then you can continue make edits using PowerPoint. And enable editing, and you can start making changes to your presentation. So there's many advantages to using Google Slide, and you don't have to feel like you're enclosed to this application. So right below the navigation bar, we have the shortcuts bar. These are actions that Google has deemed the most used for this application. And I will say the undo and the redo options are going to be your best friends for this application. In case you make a mistake and you accidentally cropped an image or you deleted an image, just click here, undo, and it will undo the last step you made. You see here that I deleted the text, the last text I inserted into the slide. If you wanted to print your Google Slide presentation, you can do that as well. I will go through some of these options here as we move forward on the presentation. But at the beginning, right away on the right side, you will be presented when you create a new slide with an option to theme your presentation. Personally, I'm not a big fan of these options. I think this one looks very cool, but it is very basic. If you notice here, there's an option over on the right side towards the middle of the page. That's a background. You can change the background of any of your templates. If you click on this option, you can switch the color. We're Miami-Dade College. We like, well, that looks like a purple, but we like the color blue. So you can change the color of your theme, or you can choose to upload an image. If you have an image of the campus or whatever project you might be working on, or you're working to do a presentation on, you can change the background color this way. But if you're happy with your theme, you can just simply X this part out. That way your slide would begin to take the most of your screen space. Okay, the next thing we're going to move on to is the slides. So there's various ways to add slides. You can go to insert, and then you'll see new slide. And again, it's going to copy the theme that you're using, but you notice that it kind of switched, the theme didn't apply the color change that you're going for. So you might have to keep changing the color for the slide. But personally, what I like to do is if you right click on this, you can just delete that slide, right? I like to right click on the slide and duplicate slide. So this will copy the slide that you have upstairs, and then you can change the layout however you want to whatever you want. And it will keep all the format of your text, everything. You want to make all the changes. You want to establish the text that you want to use on the first slide, the size, the font, so that it gets applied to the rest of your presentation. Okay, so right-clicking on each slide allows you to duplicate the slide or add a new slide as well. As you can see, you also get the same options that you get upstairs, where you can change a background, apply a layout, and you can also apply transitions here. So how do we add a text? Let's say that you want to add a text to this slide. You want to add two content boxes. You can do it two ways. You go to the shortcuts bar option, and you see there's a text box that you can click on, and this would allow you to drag anywhere on the presentation and begin typing. bullet 1, bullet 2. But let's say you want to make this, you want to introduce a listing style to this text that you're entering, a bulleted list, you can go over the top and click, and you can select any symbols that you want. Let's make it a number. So this is how you can introduce text to your presentation. And you're allowed to move these text anywhere. If you go over, you activate the box first, and you hover over the corner of the box, and you click and you drag. You can drag it anywhere along the presentation. You can resize the text, all the text within the box, by clicking on the corner and going upstairs in the font selection and resizing the text. This is how you can edit text within Google Slides. So you can also add images. I love using images, the images option on Google Slides, because it's connected to the online cloud, and you can get so many fun images. So let's search for a presentation icon. Did I misspell it? Yes, I did. So we're working on a presentation. So if you want to be interactive, you can find some little fun icons that you can use. So if you want to use this image, you can click it, and then in the bottom, you get an option to insert. You wait a few minutes, and boom. This is how you can add images. You can also go to insert, go to images again, and this allows you to insert images from your computer. What we just used was search the web for images. You can use images from your Google Drive, photos, or you can copy the URL of an image. I will recommend either using the search the web or uploading from your computer for easy access. But you notice that this image has a transparent background. You have to test and try to see what images have that. You notice that it says presentation icon PNG. If you work with images, you know that PNG images tend to be transparent. See, this is the image that I used on my presentation. So they're easy to locate or to place in your presentation. To edit the size of an image, first you need to activate the image, and you drag the corner, the bottom corner, the left corner. If you notice that if you drag the left and right corner, your image can get distorted. So you want to focus on dragging the corners of the image to keep the ratio of your image. So let's undo this mistake by clicking undo. Okay, I'm not happy with that yet. Let's undo the other mistake. And I think I can undo it once more. There you go. So you drag the corner to resize it and to make it big. Oops. Let's say you want to crop this image. If you want to crop this image, what you want to do is you right-click in the image and select crop image. You will see the icon switch on the corners and on the sides. This means that you can crop whatever side by dragging left or right. So he's going to get, oh, I dragged the wrong one. Look, you got to be careful which one you select. There you go. So he's going to be cut in half now. And then to apply the change, you simply click outside the image, and there you go. So if you ever feel the need to crop an image, you can do so that way. Let me undo that change temporarily. There's some extra options that you get for images. If you notice here, there's no options to change the image, but if you activate the image, you get a few more format options for the image. To do that, you click on format options and you see the options pop up on the right side. There's not much to be done here. It does let you rotate at different angles if you want, but that's something you can also do without the need to do that. But here it gives you a more calculated option to change the angle of an image. But the options I like to use mostly are the adjustment option. Here you can select transparency. If you want to add transparency to your image, you can do it by changing the bar, and or if you want to make your image stand out even more. Wow, look his hair change. I was not expecting that. But this is some of the extra controls that you can get for images. Sometimes I like adding a drop shadow option to images. What that does is add a little shadow right below. And it generally gives it a better look for some of the images that you want to introduce. Okay, so let's add a new slide so I can show you guys how to introduce videos. Again, so we can go to insert. To add videos, we go to insert and then videos. Here you have a couple of options. You can choose to get the search within YouTube, like MDC Learning Resources Skills. You should memorize. This is where we also post a lot of our content for our department. This is an example. So from here, you can simply select the video you want to add or embed to your presentation. Perfect. And just like that, you have included a video in your presentation. You can resize it. Oops. I think I moved on extra. I got to click out. Yeah, you click out, and then you can drag the corners just like a picture to resize the video. So that you might have a slide that you want to include, make the video take a large part of the presentation page. You can do so this way. Okay, let's leave the video and we can go back to insert video. You can also insert the URL of a video. You can go to YouTube. You're welcome to search for this, and this is our playlist. Oh, oops. So this is our playlist where we're placing all these workshops. This workshop will be added to this playlist in the future, so you can visit and see any videos that can help you gain some more skills for your college career. So let's take this link, the link for this workshop here, and you can go upstairs or you can go to the share option, and you click copy. You're copying the URL of the video and you paste it here. See, easy, and then you select, and now you have added a video to your presentation. Okay, so we have created, let me go back to my presentation. So we have created a presentation, and now you want to add animations. You want to add transition. You can click on the shortcuts bar. You can, all the way at the end, you see an option for transition. If you click on that, on the right side, it's going to populate the motions option, and you can select any transition that you want to use for that. If you click dissolve and you click play, it will show you a little preview of what that animation looks like. Okay, let's click stop. Slide from the right. So when you're doing your presentation, this is the animation the user will see when it's switching from slide to slide. Okay, I'm going to keep it on fade, and we're going to close this. Again, whenever you're done using these options, you can always close it. That way you're concentrating more on your presentation. And that's how you add transitions to your presentation. You can also animate each one of the objects that you have in each one of your slides. Let's see, we can add animation to this. You select the picture, you click animate, and you can add the animation. Let's see what flip does. And again, you have to click it to make the animation. Wait, that added the animation to the slide. I was selecting up here, flight from left, or let's spin, should spin, play. I selected the picture, but I don't know why it's selecting the other the other objects. Let's try that again and say we selected this picture. We're gonna click. Let's right click on the item and select animate. Let's see if that works better. Oh, you see, okay, so you see the icons pop out right away. So it allows you to control the animations for all the objects in order. Let's have the middle picture fade in. Okay, let's close it for that, and let's expand the animation for the pictures. And the picture is gonna spin. Let's have the main transition beat fade. Okay, let's play the animation of this slide. Okay, the letter faded in. And the image, I spin. What? Okay, so that's how you can add animation to each slide. So that's some of the actions that you can use on Google Slide. Google Slide is more for the basic user that are working on presentations, and it's good because it's cloud-based. You can share it with your classmates and work on a project together. You can agree as a group that perhaps the lead member is going to work on slides 1 through 5, and the second team member is going to edit 6 through 10, etc. So that allows you to work collaboratively on a project. So when it's time to make your presentation, over on the top right-hand corner, you see the slide button. To begin your presentation, you click the slide button and begin your presentation, and you can control it either with your mouse, or you can also use the keyboard on space to begin your presentation to cycle through the animations. Through each animation. Okay, so the next thing I need to show you guys is how to share your project. To share your project, we're going to go back to Google Slides. So okay, let's go to Google.com. And again, we click on the apps icon and scroll all the way to slides. Okay, so this is the presentation we were working. It's nothing to gloat, right? But you got to spend more time, and then you can learn to introduce more graphics to your presentation. So let's say you want to share this this presentation with your coworkers or your your teammates from your work group, you can click on this and then open the slide, and then you can click on File. You can share it by email. Where's the share button? The share. You can also publish it to the web. Why is there no option to share? Well, it's at the very top. So you click share. Here, if you know the email of your teammates, you can add the email, and then you can give them access to edit the presentation, or you can make them a viewer or a commenter. And you can add several people. There you go. So if we want to send it to several of your project members, you can. And you can also just copy the link downstairs, and you can send it to them via text, or you can write an email or send it to them. But this is easier. You can just click send, and they will get a notification letting them know. As you see, notice that they don't have Google accounts, but you can still share that the document with them, and they can make edits. It's easier if they also have a Google account. That's how you can work together on a Google Slide project. There's a lot of options here. Obviously, my presentation looks a little different. It requires a little more advanced playing around with the system, but if you need help doing that, you're always welcome to visit me at Wolfson Campus and get more help on working on our presentation, whether it is with PowerPoint, Google Slides, Canva, anything. Does anyone have any questions up to this point? Is there anything in particular that you feel like I didn't cover so far? Post it in the chat if you have any. For now, we have come almost to the end of the workshop. Please, let me type. I'm going to type this link on the chat. It's please fill out this survey. Let us know how we can improve on our presentations, on our workshops. If there's anything that you have in mind, please let us know. You can scan this survey code on your phone, and it will take you directly to the survey. Please fill it out if you can, and pose any questions if you have any.
I don't see anything on the chat, Johnny, but anyone's welcome to unmute themselves if that's easier and ask any questions you may have.
Yes, please feel free to unmute yourself and let us know. Ask a question.
Can you please go over how you can insert a video on a Google slide, please?
Okay, I will go back to the blank. Insert a new blank slide. Okay, you can also delete anything that you don't want by selecting it and pressing delete. Okay, to insert the video, you go to the navigation bar, click on insert, and click on video. You have several options here to insert a video. You can search YouTube for any video that you want, or you can also get the URL from YouTube, from whatever YouTube you wish to enter into the slide and paste it here. I made an example earlier by that you can get the link to any YouTube video by going to the video say you're viewing this video. Let's mute and pause this. To get the link to this video, you can click up top and copy it, or the easiest way is to just click on share and then click on copy. This is copying the link of that video from YouTube. So once we do that, we can go back to the slide here, and then you will right click and paste the URL of your video. And right away, if it's working correctly, you will see a little preview, which is usually the thumbnail of the video. And then you can click select. And this will add the video to your Google slide.
Thank
And
you.
you can,
And if when you're having the presentation, you can go ahead and play that
yes.
during the presentation.
Yes, so let's say we're presenting this slide here. We'll advance to that, and then you see the option to click play, and the video will start playing within your
Okay.
presentation.
Thank you.
Does anyone have any other questions? Please feel free to pose or open up your mic. And again, there's many applications that you can use for your presentations. Google Slide has the advantage that is cloud-based, so you can easily share with your teacher, with your classmates, and you can work on groups together. And it also has the advantage that you can easily download it and open it within PowerPoint as well. Okay, okay, so we did the survey already. And thank you. So my name is Johnny Molina. I'm the technologist for learning resources at Wolfson Campus. I'm based at the Computer Courtyard on Building 2, room 2201. So if you ever need help with any presentation that you're working on, if you want to create any videos for your presentation, I can help you. Here at Wolfson, we have the technology, we have equipment to help you record anything you want for your presentation. So if you need to just come here and you want some pointers on your presentation, I can help you. We have tutors that can help you create an outline for your presentation, and then you can practice your presentation with me. And I know some classes ask you to make a recording if you want from your presentation, so we can help you record that. That way you feel more comfortable during your presentations. Here's my contact information. Feel free to send me an email if you see my contact, my extension number here. You're welcome to call or leave me a voicemail with your phone number or your student ID number, and I'll contact you and arrange a one-on-one meeting. Thank you for coming. If you have any more questions, I will hang around for a couple of more minutes and help anyone that needs help.